Hey, this is Corey Hubble, and I have been asked to do a birthday video for Martin. And so I recorded myself drawing a little picture, just my usual stream of conscious, whatever comes out, usually a ship or some kind of techie thing. And I'm going to just talk over it a bit and maybe just tell you my thoughts. And Bianca asked me to maybe just try and talk to you about giving you some encouragement in your art journey, and I'd happy to do that. And then I'll just talk about the drawing as I do it, I guess. I'll start with that. Right now, I'm sort of just, sometimes I like to just sit down and let a drawing come out. You know, it's sometimes the most relaxing and freeing thing you can do, at least for me. And I get caught up a lot in trying to get my work done for people, and getting stressed out about that and feeling kind of run down with trying to progress and always get better. And sometimes it's just to fall back and remember what you know and not try and learn anything, but just let it come out and feel that connection to whatever it is inside us that lets us create art. So I am still thinking sort of how I usually think, like that's a little gate with some hazard, concept artist hazard diagonals. At this point, though, I have absolutely no idea what I'm drawing. It becomes something, but I have really no clue what it's going to be at this point. I just start going. It's very meditative. I also thought I'd just tell you a little story. When I was in college, I was very discouraged and had a really hard time believing that I'd ever get anywhere or ever be employed as an artist. You probably have experienced this, but growing up, if you draw a lot, like people are always talking to you. Oh, look, I'm putting some little people in the drawing. If people always want to tell you, they'll want to watch you draw. They tell you you're really good, and that's great. They can see your talent and they want you to know it. But talent, unfortunately, isn't really everything for almost everybody who has it. And you are talented, I can tell. But when you're in school or when you're actually trying to get there and get work as an artist and improve and become good enough to actually be a professional, it's discouraging. It takes a lot of work, and people don't understand that you can't just be good at drawing. You have to actually really work very hard at it, so many hours. And most artists I know spend a lot of late nights working and a lot of time that they have to sacrifice in order to get where they want to go. And in college, I had a lot of depression and problems with that, and I had a really hard time doing what I needed to do. And I had a teacher who sat down with me and basically gave me this really rough talk that I actually needed to hear. I'm not saying you need this talk, I'm just talking. But he said basically, we had really high hopes for you, and when you came in this program, we were really excited about where you were at already, and we thought, well, the sky's the limit at this point. He's going to do great. And then I really didn't do that well in school. I was lazy, not lazy. I had really bad depression, and I was really stressed out, and had a hard time getting everything done that I needed to. I still have that problem, but whatever reasons I had, I didn't do as well as I could have. And he sat down and he kind of told me this. He said, basically, over the past 4 or 5 years, I have not seen you succeed like I know you can, and sort of told me I was a disappointment. And that was really hard to hear. It hurt more than almost anything that anyone had ever said to me. But I'm actually more grateful for that talk than he would ever realize, because it really kicked me into gear and helped me start developing a work ethic and feeling that dedication. And it also, at the same time, while it was like a, hey, you're really not doing well kind of conversation, it was I don't know if you know this expression was like a come to Jesus moment. And it made me realize I do have the ability to go forward, but it's just the work. I wasn't doing the work. And so I just want to encourage you to always just keep working at it. Don't focus on anybody else's art or where you're at compared to them or how well you think you're doing compared to where you think you should be. Just worry about where you're at now. And like I'm doing with this meditative drawing here, focus on the tasks at hand and just make sure that everything you're doing, you do as well as you can, and you put the time in and you craft it with care and love and put your soul into it. And, eventually you'll look behind and realize you've gone a long way. You've taken little steps and you've worked at those things as they came to you instead of stressing about all of them at once, and you'll see that you actually walked miles and miles. You'll look back a year after you drew something and go, whoa, if I redrew that today, it would be 10 times better. And you'll have years where you look at your drawing and you'll look at your old drawing and you'll say, I was 10 times better a year ago. That happens too. And you know what? It is a hard it's a hard career to do. It takes a lot of work and a lot of time and a lot of reaching within yourself, and it's very emotional and tiring. But it's also the only thing I could ever imagine doing. And so if you're the same and it's really the only thing you can even imagine yourself doing for a career, then keep with it and just make sure that you learn what you need to from every piece and then move on from it and keep improving one day at a time. All right, well, I think that's probably enough rambling from me. And I want to wish you a happy birthday, and I'll just let you watch the rest of this video. Cheers. Okay, well, there it is. Pretty much done with it. At least the video is done. It's kind of a little desert hopper, just moving people around where they need to go. I hope you have a really happy birthday, and I hope you achieve great success. Bye-bye.